Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to talk about how to create an LLC in Texas. Before I get into the video, be sure to subscribe and leave a comment below saying I subscribe. I will try to personally reply to your comments. In this video today, I'm going to talk about how to create an LLC in Texas. So what is an LLC? An LLC by definition is a limited liability company. Is a US specific form of a private limited company. It is a business structure that can combine the pass-through taxation of a partnership or sole proprietorship with the limited liability of a corporation. Also, there are some basic advantages to operating as an LLC. One is it's easy to set up and operate. Compared to a sole proprietorship or a partnership, an LLC offers a deeper layer of protection of personal liability against business debts. The LLC structure offers protections similar to those found in a corporation, but the LLC is easier to set up and much easier to operate. An LLC is more difficult to set up than a sole proprietorship or a partnership, but it does offer other advantages over the two structures. Secondly, it simplifies the tax accounting compared to a corporation. An LLC has the same pass-through tax entity status as a sole proprietorship or a partnership. The profits and losses of a company pass through to the owners and are reported on personal tax returns, just like a partnership or a single business owner. This is much simpler method for tax accounting, unlike a corporation which must pay taxes as an entity. Thirdly, an LLC provides personal liability protection. The main advantage of an LLC is that it blends the advantages of other business structures together without many of the disadvantages. The LLC is less complicated to set up than a corporation, but it offers its members personal protection against creditors should the company not be able to pay its debts. An LLC can be operated much like a sole proprietorship or a partnership, while still offering protection against personal liability. The fourth advantage of an LLC is it can be formed by a single individual. While forming an LLC is more complicated than a partnership, for some proprietorship, it requires fewer steps than forming a corporation. LLCs are formed by submitting articles of organization with the LLC division of the state's government. The main advantage of an LLC is that it can be formed by a single person, unlike a corporation. Now that we looked at the advantages of creating an LLC, let's now talk about how to create an LLC in Texas. Texas has a very high rate of newly formed LLC, so creating an LLC in Texas is a very good idea. Also keep in mind that every state in the United States will have a different requirement when trying to create an LLC. However, there are two main ways to create an LLC in Texas. You can either create the LLC by yourself or you could hire a professional that have expertise in creating LLC in Texas. There are 5 things that are required in order to create an LLC in Texas by yourself. The first thing you want to do is to name your LLC. There are guidelines you must follow by each state when it comes to do what type of name you are prohibited for LLCs. A rule of thumb would be to do some research and look at what the laws are stating when it comes to the rules on naming. Your name must include the shortened form LLC or L.C with a period after each letter. If you use words like bank, attorney, and law office, this may require you to provide more source documents and may need a licensed professional to be part of the LLC. Furthermore, you should not use words that would mystify your LLC with a government body like FBI, Treasury, and State Department. Also, you cannot use a name that has been already registered by another entity. One way to find out the name you are going to use is available in your state is to do a name search. The name search is free to do on your state Secretary of State website. I would recommend doing a Google search for the direct link to your state website. On the other hand, check to see if your business name is available on internet. This is important because you do not want any other business having your web address, even if you have no intention in building a website for your company and having hosting to the World Wide Web. The best thing to do is to prevent another company from having your URL is to purchase the URL. The second thing you want to do is to select a registered agent. The state of Texas authorizes that you select a registered agent. After you appoint a registered agent, the registered agent must agree to be appointed in written or electronic form. You can get an agreement from Form 41-A online from the Texas Secretary of State website. However, the Form 41-A does not have to be filed. The registered agent can be someone who works in the company, and also the registered agent could be you, the business owner. Another option you could look into is to request the services of a professional that has legal rights to perform services in Texas to receive and send the legal paper for you. For example, a company like LegalZoom will do that for you. The legal papers they will be handling for you are things like legal summons and filing of all your necessary LLC paperwork, which your assigned registered agent will get in the mail and then send to you, the business owner. One of the main rules of the registered agent will be to inform the business owner of any documentation received from the state. Therefore, the registered agent will inform you to file all the important documents. On the other hand, if you do not maintain your LLC in the accordance with the laws of Secretary of State, this could result in penalties, and also your LLC could be shut down. Therefore, hiring a professional that specializes in LLC creation is very important. The next thing you want to do is to file the certificate of formation. So in order to register your LLC in Texas, you will have to file the certificate of formation to the Secretary of State. Furthermore, the way that you can file the formation to the Secretary of State is by online or by mailing it to them, which is a cost of $300. Also, you will have to decide whether your LLC is going to be member managed or manager managed. The member managed indicates all members of the LLC manages the company. This will be advantageous for small organizations when there is a situation where everybody takes part in the day-to-day functions. The selection is a manager manage. In this situation, the individuals are selected to manage the LLC. This situation is suitable for larger organizations where not everybody takes part in the day-to-day operations of the company. Next is to generate an operating agreement. I recommend creating this operating agreement even though it may not be needed by all states, because this operation agreement demonstrates the owner's term and the member's duties for the LLC. This document will be the center of your LLC and will help generate the organization as a permanent basis for the LLC as a separate legal entity. The operation agreement is made up of 6 important sections. The organization indicates when and where the company was created, who are the members of the company, and how the ownership is constructed. The management and voting addresses how the company is administered and how the members cast their votes. Another thing is capital contributions, which demonstrates which members that assist the LLC financially and how more money will be brought into the organization in the future. The distributions demonstrates how the company gains and loses, how the company gains and losses are distributed between the members. On the other hand, memberships changes demonstrates the system of adding or eliminating members, as well as when the members can transfer their ownership in the shares they have. The illusion demonstrates the event in which the LLC can be liquidated. An operation agreement is an internal document. It does not need to be filed with the state. On the other hand, you should update the operating agreement every time there is a change in membership or management at the company. The next thing to do is to obtain an EIN, which stands for Employer Identification Number, from the IRS. It's also known as a Federal Tax Identification Number. Your EIN is like a social security number for your LLC. And this is how the IRS is going to track your business for tax purposes. Another importance of the EIN is you can use it to open a business checking account at a bank or credit union. If you're going to have payroll with employees working with you, you will need your EIN to legally hire those employees by law. The good thing is the process in obtaining the EIN is totally free of no charge, which you can get through the IRS online website, or if you want, you can also get it through mailing the documents. So with the process I just went through in the video, you will be able to create an LLC in Texas. There is also some things I want to mention. Now that you have created an LLC in Texas, you will be expected to file annual report and franchise tax both together. If the LLC has an annual revenue below 1.1 million, you do not have to worry about paying any franchise tax. However, you must file a no tax due report. On the other hand, an LLC with an annual revenue higher than 1.1 million will be required to pay. The date the franchise tax is due is by May 15th of each year. Thanks for watching this video.